What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about the one thing that every Airbnb operator forgets to do, and that's to hire a bookkeeper. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Rafa Loza. I am a short-term rental operator. I've been in short-term rentals for the last 5.5 or so years, and it's been going great. It's been going awesome. I just recently got back from a Hawaii vacation that I was able to take, as my business made us, the significant amount of money that we make every single month by operating, because it's fully automated and scaled and doesn't require very much time. Currently, we are operating about 60 something units, and it's all being managed in about 2 hours worth of work per week. So with that being said, thank you all for being here. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. I really, really appreciate it. If you know other Airbnb operators who need help or who want to make their business better, shoot them the channel. It doesn't hurt to have people learn and listen and watch and implement everything that I talk about here, right? And all I talk about is my experiences. So back to the beginning, hiring a bookkeeper. I've talked to about 100 short-term rental operators and Airbnb operators at this point. And the one thing that everybody always forgets to do is to hire a good bookkeeper. They're a year in, 2 years in, and when I ask, hey, what's your profit like? What are the numbers that you're generating? Do you have reports? They always look at me and go, well, I can just pull it from Airbnb and see what I'm making. And it's a big no-no. The biggest thing I always talk about is knowing your numbers so that you can, number one, know your nightly rate. Number two, know what you're going to charge. And number three, know what your break-even number is going to be so that you actually don't lose money per month, right? And if you don't have a good bookkeeper that's actually giving you a good P&L and a report of a breakdown of what it is that you do, and I'll show you guys here a quick glimpse of how my payout reports look. All your bookkeepers should be doing this, right? And if you guys want, leave a comment below. I'll actually give you guys a sample spreadsheet that I've created for figuring out your numbers. It's here, it's available. I've already created it and I'll provide it for you guys. But going back to the bookkeeper, they'll be able to tell you what your expenses are in detail, what you've spent on in the prior month, and how much profit you actually made. You need to have that in detail every single month so that you can know if you're making money or if you're losing money. A lot of operators, they'll start on their Airbnb account and they'll start making money and think, hey, we're making bank, and then not realizing that the expenses add up. Maybe a faucet broke and you have to replace your faucet. Maybe you had a lot of consumables that month because your guests stole all your coffee out of the unit. It's happened before. Maybe you ran out of toilet paper and you have to go and replace 5 boxes of toilet paper, and it kills your profit. A lot of these things do add up. Maybe you opened a storage. Whatever the case may be, if you don't have this breakdown of your reports from a good bookkeeper, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Not to mention that at the end of the year, when you have to send all your reports in to file your taxes, your CPA is going to hate you. They're going to have to go through hours and hours of documents, and you don't have everything in order. For me, it's simple. I call my bookkeeper. I go, hey. I call my CPA. I go, hey, guys, talk to each other. Please send him the documents. Please send her whatever she needs to get to you. And I don't worry about it. I just wait for my tax return to come in, and everything is in order. I know how much I generated in revenue for the year. I know how much I generated in revenue every single month, and I know what every single specific unit has made me. And by unit, I mean every single apartment or house. Right now, we have 60 something. I don't know. Don't quote me on the number. It's like 60 something units. I can take this report at the end of the month and I can see unit A did $1,200 in profit. Unit B did $1,900 in profit. Unit C lost me $100. Unit D broke even. And then at the end, as a business in whole, I made a profit of anywhere from $1,000 to $150,000. Who knows, whatever the number is. But I'm able to see it broken down so I know where to adjust and go from there. Okay, that's the first reason why you want to have a bookkeeper. The second one is because when you get your report, and you can go down through your P&L. For those of you that don't know what a P&L is, it's a profit and loss statement. When you go through it and you see what your actually cost was for the prior month, then you can figure out what expenses you don't need, and you can crop out and cross out and say, hey, I don't need this. Let's cut it out because it's going to save us $200 a month. For example, I'm paying for storage right now, not for storage for my resupply, for storage for old furniture that I have sitting there, costing me about $350 a month right now. That's something that I could eliminate. And I completely forgot it. And I saw it on my report and I was like, what is this for? And yes, I know it sounds stupid, but yes, I did forget that I had this storage because I have so many things going on. And so now I can go in there and go, oh wait, I'm paying $300 for a storage that I really don't need. I'm better off just selling some of the old furniture that I have in there, cutting it out, right? And that saves me $350. A lot of people out there don't go through their expenses. Like you might say, why was there $700 in resupply? And last month, I only spent $100 in resupply. Well, maybe this month was the heavier month where you had 45 checkouts and you had to buy 5, 6, 7 boxes more of paper towels and toilet paper. And it helps you give you a better understanding of how much you're actually spending every single month in terms of expenses. Once you have all those numbers together, if you saw my last video on figuring out your numbers, which I hope you guys all saw, that report will be able to tell you exactly what your profit is and what your break-even numbers are. Then you can take that number and divide it by the number of days that you need to sell, and then it'll tell you, hey, if it's going to cost me for this one bedroom apartment $4,500 a day, because you have your bookkeeping report in order, and you now have an average of what you're spending every single month with consumables, resupply, your cleaners, your staff, all of that stuff, right? Your virtual assistants, whatever it is that you're hiring. Now you know that your cost to run that one apartment is that certain amount. Then you can give an accurate number to be able to price nightly so that you don't at least lose money, your break-even number, right? So for $4,500 divided by 30, that's about $150 a night or something. Let's do the math. Let's do the math really quick. It's going to be $4,500 divided by 30, $150 a night. Yeah, so I was right. So now you know that at least in order to break even and not lose any money, you're making $150 a night, and you know because you have an accurate report from your bookkeeper. Then you start seeing how much money you're actually generating in profit. Let's say you're 7 months in and you have one just bad apartment, and you're like, well, why is this unit not making any money? And you go back and you check your reports, and it could be you're in a bad market. It's time to close up shop and go somewhere else. Or it could be that maybe you're just not designed it properly. Whatever the case may be, let's say you have 10 units and you're killing it and you're crushing it, you're making $10,000 a month, but one unit's just sucking up a lot of the profit because it's always at a loss. Your other units are making the profit and covering the loss of that one unit. You won't know unless you have those reports accurate. And then obviously the third part, like I said, it's just for bookkeeping and tax purposes. You always want to make sure that you have everything in order. The IRS doesn't play. I just saw a report the other day where they're hiring something like 81,000 new IRS agents for small businesses. We're small businesses. We're gonna get audited. I guarantee every single Airbnb operator out there is going to get audited within the next year to two if your books are not in order. And I can guarantee that a lot of you out there probably don't have their books in order. So make sure that you go and get a bookkeeper. Make sure that they have everything squared away. Make sure you save all your receipts for all your expenses, send them to your bookkeeper, they take photos and they upload them in the right folders, and they have everything squared away for you so that when it comes time to do taxes, they just go, hey man, here you go. Here's Rafa Loza's bookkeeping reports. This is how much money you made. Here's all the receipts of all the expenses. You check and make sure it's right, and it comes back, and then they communicate with each other. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but trust me, in the end, very, very worth it. So that's it. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.